Secret Service came in. The Bitcoin was exchanged. The daughter had already been passed, but the son was returned.
This is Ibiza?
Welcome to Hoagie Time, everybody. This is Heif Dogg. I'm here with my boy Money Mike.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Hoagie Time. Great to be back.
Great to be back.
Episode 7?
I believe so. Something like that.
You have to learn to go higher than that, you know. How you doing, pal? How was your gigs this week?
Awesome. My gigs were great this week. Barnaby's Westchester on Friday was spectacular. Rob Carroll came through yesterday at Barnaby's Havertown, and it was one of the best gigs of the summer. It really was.
That's awesome.
He came through on saxophone, on flute.
Wow.
And he also has this electronic
type
MIDI saxophone. He brings like 3 instruments now, and he's not even bringing his keyboards. He does keyboards too.
Yeah.
He's been playing with Ken Queter lately as well.
Wow.
So he came through, and harmony vocals.
Incredible.
And the vocal blend is great.
Incredible. How many more? You got 1 or 2 more?
Just one more.
One more.
Just one more. So anybody that hasn't swung through it all this summer should definitely try to come out on Sunday at Barnaby's Havertown, 3 o'clock to 6:30. It's our last one of the summer.
That's
before
awesome.
the NFL season starts.
Yes.
It's been a really fun summer, so come out and enjoy the last
this Sunday
week
is
with
the
us.
time to catch it.
Yeah.
All right. Gotcha.
How about yours, Mike?
Mine. I had a private on Saturday in Schwenksville.
Ooh.
And I realized I left my microphone here right next to this chair.
You've forgotten worse before
a gig. But probably I was at Villanova exit on the Blue Route, so luckily Guitar Center is up that way. Got a microphone.
Shout out Guitar Center.
Shout out Guitar Center. Got a microphone and pulled it off. And then Sunday I was at Tavola, back at Tavola. Bunch of divorcees and golf pros.
Sexual vibe there?
Sexual vibe, but not this Sunday. You know, it's a different vibe on Sunday than Friday and Saturday.
How would you characterize the vibe?
Angry ex-athletes golfing.
Nice. Divorcees are going to divorce.
Yeah, divorcees are going to divorcee there, but yeah, Sunday's a different vibe. But yeah, it's cool. I'm there every other Sunday. This week, I have a few gigs this week. Thursday, I'm at the Trophy. I'm back there 9 to 12.
Coldest beer in the hemisphere.
Coldest beer in the hemisphere. Josh, happy birthday, Josh Bale.
Oh, Josh Beal.
Yeah. Is it Beal or Bell?
I always thought Beal.
Probably Beal.
If I'm wrong, then Josh, you'll correct me later.
Yeah, you'll run into him at the gym.
But you know it's all love.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe I will, Mike, but we're not talking about it. We're just being about it.
Being about it now. And then Saturday, what do I got Saturday? Shit.
Photography?
Did I write it down? Oh, JT Brewski's employee party.
Oh.
Yeah, Tommy Smith's house. He has Weird Science.
What's his address, Mike?
I can't give that out, but he doesn't live in Delaware County, but it'll be cool to hang with the whole Brewski's crowd. You know, we've been through a lot.
Not in Delaware County. What street and what number and what town, Mike?
If I knew, I'd tell everybody.
Well, I tried, fans.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you tried. So I'm there Saturday. That's a private. Sunday, I got a double. I'm at Gypsy Saloon in Conshohocken, 11 to 2, and then JT Brewski's 4 to 7.
They're going to be tired of you by
Oh, yeah, I know. By then, I'll be like, see you. But I'm only there once a month, so.
Okay, so that's good. But you're
bad.
playing with them twice this weekend.
Twice this weekend, yeah. But I figured nobody's listening anyway.
Different set list both nights?
No, same exact one.
Same exact set
Yes.
list. Love it, bud.
Yeah, baby, that's it. So, yeah.
Same as it ever was.
Yeah.
I ran into a very trying situation last night. I think it's worth bringing up.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth bringing up. I left my house. I'm driving down my street, and I'm not going to tell you what street.
Tell us what street. Tell us what street.
The last thing I need, paparazzi and such. But I'm heading down to the end of my street, and I'm approaching Springfield Road. I'll give you that.
Right.
And I see a small dog in the middle of the street, followed by its owner, and it's a woman, and she's upset. And my immediate thought is this dog is off leash.
Right.
I'm a humanitarian, but I'm also a friend of the animals as well.
So you know whose side you were on?
There was no sides to be taken. I just knew that this wee dog was in trouble. So I'm going to pull over and just grab it before it gets hit by a car. I thought it was a dog off leash.
Very noble, yeah.
Guys, the situation intensified exponentially by the second. I get out of the car. The woman is crying as though she was just hit by a car or something. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
She's screaming. She is hysterical, and rightfully so, because over the next 20 seconds or so, I start to understand what happened.
Yeah.
This little Pomeranian was just attacked by 2 big dogs, as well as the woman. And I had just rolled up after the dogs were taken into their house.
Yeah.
But the woman and the dog were still returning from the middle of Springfield Road,
Right to
where
there.
no cars stopped,
Yeah.
and the dog was bleeding, and its stomach was open, and its intestines were exposed.
Jesus Christ, blood?
Yes. And the woman felt so bad for her. She's screaming, my dog's gonna die. And I'm looking around, and it's just me. There's no one else there.
For 1 second, you're like, "Fuck, why'd I stop?"
Before I knew what was happening, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh man, this woman's off her shit."
right.
Like fuck, yeah, immediately, yes, fuck. But then I understood
Yeah.
what happened, and yeah. So short story shorter,
Wow.
yeah, dude, super sad, and I don't know. Yo, shout out to Ginger and Ginger's family. I hope Ginger pulled through. I don't know.
Yeah.
We called 911. Shout out Springfield Police. They showed up after a bit, and they suggested that the daughter had come over by this point, wrapped the dog in a blanket. Like, you got to get this dog to the vet.
Right.
I gave a brief statement. I declined the autograph from the officer, and I just said, "Look, it's not about that."
Old Marple?
No, it was I just said, "Look, I'm not doing autographs right now."
No, I meant, where did you take the dog? What vet?
I believe it's called Keystone on
Oh.
Westchester Pike in
Okay,
Havertown
I
by
know
the
exactly where it's at. Yeah.
by the McDonald's.
Yeah, we put our dog down there.
Yeah, so we get the dog in my car, or I'm sorry, I skipped a step. I get in the car, I just gave my statement. They're walking towards their house, and I realize the mother is so upset that she can't drive,
Yeah.
and the daughter, who's about our age, was there now with the dog wrapped up, and I was like, she can't pass the dog up to anybody without.
The intestines falling out.
Yeah, I don't want to be graphic about it, but yeah. So I pulled up and I said, "Yo, you need a driver? Let's go now." And they said, "What?" I said, "I know where to go. Let's go." And my car,
Dude.
is a shit.
Dude,
Like,
but
it's
what a
really
line.
messy.
I know where to go. Let's go.
Yeah, so they hopped in. No, I mean, no big deal.
That's
They-
your equivalent of the 9/11, like the
Let's
planes
roll?
going down. Let's roll. That's, yeah.
It was a
I'm
very
proud of
let's
you.
roll-esque moment,
I'm
kids.
proud of you.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, man.
Thanks.
So the dog's rolled, wrapped
The
up.
dog's wrapped in a blanket. The dog is not screaming bloody murder. The dog was. I hope Ginger survived it, but Ginger was a super stud about this. Wasn't crying constantly. Was just chilling. Just had all faith in the owners. So whatever. So we got her to the emergency vet.
Yeah.
And let me be clear here. I ran a few red lights safely. HT, you're looking at. I know. Safely.
Yeah, he's got some friends in blue.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't we all? Yo, shout out all first responders.
Yes.
I came to a red light. I would stop. I would look both ways, but I would not wait for it to turn green.
In that situation, yeah, you did the right thing.
Let's make this happen.
What night's this? Friday?
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Yep.
I was going to say, because if it was Friday, or no, the Bonner Upper Darby, that whole shooting scare, that happened. I don't know. That might have been Saturday night. Friday or Saturday, but if you hit it at that time, I would have been.
If I'm a parent, I'm asking for a refund.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm paying all this money to avoid this.
Yeah, that stuff. Oh God, it's the times we live in, because apparently it was just a fist fight, but somebody was like banging the bleachers at the same time. Someone yelled gun, and boom, no gun, just a minor fist fight. But these are the times we live in, I guess.
Mike, speaks to the youth.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you got to be playing with guns in the first place. Nothing cool about guns, but there was no gun there, so I guess it's not the time or place. But really, you shouldn't be fist fighting either, if you're all having a good time. But Bonner won. Bonner, that's all that really matters.
Where I wanted to get to with this.
I don't know if the game was canceled, but I know that the game was already over. Like, there might have been a minute or two left, and Bonner was winning. So
I didn't have any action on the game, so I'm not sure the final.
no action on the game. Yeah, we used to make up lines on high school games. We were, betting pretty heavy.
Few lines at high school games.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, it was exciting just to see that Bonner won, because when I played, we didn't win one game. Not one.
Really?
Not one.
I did not know that.
Yep. Our junior year, when I played, we won half the games. We didn't win one game.
Senior year?
My senior year.
Not one.
Preseason, we won a game like 12-7 or something. But
All right.
regular
Well, then let's
season,
rephrase that to say we didn't win many games.
many games.
We did not win many games.
But to our excuse or whatever, the leagues just changed the year before. So we were playing like LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep, and like Roman, and we didn't play West Catholic and Newman anymore and Carroll, because those are wins every year. So
Here's how we rephrase this, Mike. Instead of saying we didn't win one game that year, you just kind of vaguely say we were a victim of awful restructuring.
Yes.
And it was a building year for
It was like
the legacy.
It was like
and drop
gerrymandering.
it.
Yeah, it was like gerrymandering, and I'll get into all that.
Please get into all that.
Yeah, so it was a rough year, but yeah.
But shout out everyone that went to enjoy a football game.
Hope everyone's safe. So this week I actually it's the weirdest gig I think I've ever gotten, right? Like somebody called me up.
And you've done a lot.
A lot of weird gigs, man. I played funerals, like real weird stuff. Somebody asked me, they're like, if I give you 5 songs, can you record a parody of them? And basically they gave me information that the guy's turning 50 years old. They're teasing him because he's old. His name's DZ and her name's Dina. I'm like, that's it? And she's like, yeah. And, I gave a good number, and she said, sure, I'll pay it. So all week long, I'm trying to write.
That needs a good number.
You're
asking for original lyricism.
Yeah, exactly.
With a deadline.
And I have 3 or 5 done that I did pretty good on, I think. But yeah, it's been the longest gig just sitting here. I'm like, dude, I know nothing about this person. I'm just trying to write like as a comic would, and I don't even know him. So, hey.
How did it go? How did it play out?
It played. I sent over the 3, I'm done, and she was like, oh, my God, this is so funny. You're talented. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, good, because I was about to say, I'll give you back the money or the down payment. I don't want to do this anymore. It's hard.
The emotional gymnastics this gig is putting you through leading up to it. Like,
I take so many gigs like that like mess me up like in my head beforehand. I'm like, why do I even do this? Like somebody will be like, do you have a 7-piece band? I'm like, yeah, I got one. I haven't played in a band in 10 years. They'll be like, oh, you got a gig in 2 months. I'm like, all right, fine. Didn't I do one? I took one. There was like a wedding a couple months ago that I talked to you about. Oh, with the DJ. Remember they wanted me to DJ and play? I said, sure, I'm a DJ.
Oh, yeah.
I do not have DJ equipment. Somehow I was just like, yeah, sure. Then
shout out people there that night listening to our podcast right now.
That's the Harrington Senior Prom it was.
Yeah, shout out Harrington Senior Prom.
Well, we figured it out. I just figure it's money, man. Take the money.
And it was great, right? So
yeah,
you work best under pressure.
Under stress.
And if you have a deadline and under stress and you have to make it happen,
yes,
that's the motivation you need to make that
happen. That's the motivation.
Me too.
So when she's
I wish it was not like that
yeah,
for me.
So when she's calling and asking for updates, and I'm thinking there's 3 weeks, like, lady, I don't know what the hell. I didn't even write it yet. But yeah, do you work like that too? Or are you a procrastinator?
Yeah, I wish I wasn't.
Yeah.
Everything has to be at the very last fucking second, or else there's not enough like internal motivation for me to even take a swing at it. I just don't get it.
I think people actually.
I'm a man of leisure, Mike.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. We're the same dude. And but I think, people work better like that. Like when you have that like stress and anxiety, like boom, you put pen to paper. I remember I wrote McDade Boulevard like that. We had like an hour. We're like, dude, we need words for this. I'm like, all right, we just sat right outside the garage. And it's not like, the Mona Lisa with Manhattans or anything. It's not lyrically, but it got done. It needed to get done. It got done.
I remember that. We were in the rehearsal room.
Yeah.
And we were like, we need lyrics for this.
Yeah.
You peeled off that canary yellow leotard and walked nude into the garden that you had built.
Yeah.
And you emerged an hour later with the immortal lyrics.
Yeah. The paper was glowing. HT, how are you this week, pal? It's great to see you. Good, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, HT O'Hagan.
Are we ever going to show your face? Show your face. Show your face.
Oh.
There he is. HT O'Hagan, our producer.
I came here to do 2 things. Talk some shit with my buddy Money Mike and hook up with HT O'Hagan. Well, it looks like I already talked some shit with Money Mike.
Oh, dreams come true, buddy. Dreams
Would you hook up with a dude for $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, because even though $1 million's not a lot now, like it's not life-changing, you would still have to work and stuff like that. But
I can't imagine being in a situation where I'm like, oh, well, with inflation, $1 million's not that much money. Yeah, it is. Kidding me, dude?
I don't think I'd do anything else, but a hookup, absolutely.
Fuck, man, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but I'd probably, yeah.
So $5 million.
$5 million what?
You go down on them. All right, $5 million you receive.
Yeah, receive. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just kidding. I wouldn't.
No.
No, probably.
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. We could play this.
$5 million. No, I think $5 million. That's a good number.
And like, but the whole thing is, $1 million isn't what it used to be, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think my entire timeline family tree has ever seen $1 million. So let's go. And you play it right, you turn that million into a few million.
Yeah, well, if you go down to the casino. I've done that so many times. One time.
Oh, you've turned a million into a few million many times.
No. I've gone down to the casino trying to turn money into money I didn't have. I did it with a shore house once. We were 19, right? And I had the $3,000. Everybody paid $500 that was getting in. I had the $3,000. I was going down. I stopped an AC, and I put it all on black, and I hit. So I had to, like, if I would have lost, I would have drove home and been like, we didn't get the house. But I won, and I had $3,000. I went down, was happy, I've lost a million times to that time, but like I remember that time, super stressful. Went in, did it, and I just stared at it, and when I hit, I was like, yes, it was like the biggest weight off. It felt awesome, man.
We've been chasing that feeling ever since. I've got a story that starts out similarly but ends badly, and it's quick. But
I love it.
Heading down the shore, and it was like my first job. I'm like 26, like my first like Thug Folk was done, and it's like my first like legitimate job, even though it was so boring and the money wasn't fantastic. But I finally had my first paid week off. I'm going down the shore. I'm staying with some friends. Hell yeah! First night, gonna do AC. Blah blah blah. I lost AC's first night.
Yeah.
We're gonna see a fight, and then we're gonna head down to Avalon for the week. Got the week off. Went to AC, saw the fight, cool, then lost all the money that I had for the rest of the week.
No shit.
I still ended up at the house I was supposed to stay at that week, that night.
Yeah.
But when I woke up, everyone's like, cool, we're going to the bar, day load. I had nothing. And they were like, sorry. That sucks, man. No one was like,
I got you.
Not that I expected, but no one's like, I'll step up. And it was like, and it became obvious right away. I went home, and I spent the rest of my paid vacation on my recliner watching MTV.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
dude.
Man.
So, I mean, back then, that's got to be like 1,000, 1,500, 1,000, at least 1,000.
I mean, with inflation, of course.
With inflation. Wow, dude. Wow. Yeah, I had a few AC one time. I was at the height of my gambling, right? Me and a buddy, we're like talking shit, like, and then finally we're drinking McGillicuddy's in Kirkland, which isn't there anymore. We flip a coin for $3,000.
Whoa, excuse me?
Yeah, we flip a coin for $3,000. There's a bunch of guys from Millersville. Yeah, dude, it was and afterwards I'm like, right after I said, I'm like, fuck. And I'm like, all right, I think I got $3,000 on me. And then
on you,
I had it on me in my car just because I'd met somebody or got paid. But the other guy
was your mink knee length or ankle length?
Dude, I was just a regular dude which is balls of steel that day. The coin flips, I win, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And the dude, I bet he didn't have the cash, but he had $3,000 chips to the Tropicana, and I was like, I'll take them because I was going down to AC like the next night.
No way.
So yeah, dude, I went down, and then when I get there, I lose one of the chips.
Just dropped it.
Just drinking in AC. I put my hand in my pocket, one of them was gone. So some fucking lucky dude was walking near me and found a $1,000 chip on the ground. But
some lucky dude or some lucky chick. Shout out to Equal Opportunity everywhere.
Yeah.
Here, I got one for you for a bear story for you.
God damn it, HT, shut the fuck up.
God, he talks a lot.
I know. All right, bear. So it's Tyson Spinks. So what is that, like 80, 85 or whatever it is?
87, 88.
88.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's him, and it's the entire O'Hagan's crew.
I fucked that night. What?
Yeah.
Nice. It was the entire O'Hagan's crew. So they're leaving because after the first round, it's over with and whatever.
Right.
Dude, his girl, hooker, whatever, like slapped the guy, and all of a sudden these $100 bills just start flying everywhere. He walked away with $7,000, and he just walked over to it wasn't the Marina yet, or what? It was Trump Plaza, but it was the other name before that.
Yeah.
Taj Mahal?
No, Taj Mahal was down the street, but like he ducked into the next casino over, right? And all of his friends go, "What's going on? What's going on?" He goes, "Mortgage, school for Tommy and Coley, whatever." And he goes, "All right, and the rest is us. Let's go."
And in 1988, mortgage was like $7.25.
Oh yeah, I mean, like who
And
knows
cocaine
what it
was
was?
pure too. Back
Pure.
I think, and I
pure,
think,
as, pure as driven snow, Mike.
then. Yeah, man. Wow, that's
and
a
what was
crazy
St. Joe's
story.
probably like $300 a kid back then.
I mean,
Back-
come
Yeah,
on.
back
I
then,
think
yeah.
when because like when I was in 8th grade, I think it was like 700. So
I think it was
like,
1,000 by the time I was in grade school, and I had 4 siblings, so at one point or another, that was pretty tough.
And now they're turning St. Joe's Collingdale into senior living.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you think
I think it's a good
the
idea.
ghosts of us screaming 69 at teachers will haunt them at night?
I think it's more the ghost of the priest banging the little kids like 50 years before we were there, like in some of the tunnels.
Yeah.
Like they're in there because I felt those ghosts too.
Oh, Jesus.
There got to be. I was watching that Spotlight the other night again. It's a great movie about the Boston priests. Oh, jeez. If I wasn't turned off already, I am now.
Priest fetish, hey?
Yeah. There was a priest in high school that took a shine to me. And not in that way or anything, but a lot of my buddies would be like, dude, what the fuck's going on? Like, this dude.
I just gave you a tread lightly look.
Yeah.
Whether
right.
you do or not, I have no. Guys, I don't know if he's going to tread lightly or not.
No, a lot of my buddies.
It's as exciting for me as it is for you.
I know, but he was a great guy. And, but a lot of my friends were like, dude, watch yourself. He likes you. And then one time, right? And in Spotlight, the movie, I saw that one of the things in grooming is they'll tell like a dirty joke to like a kid to make him laugh, like about tits or ass or something. One time, I was in the rectory, like in the basement, and I was helping him with something, and he came to like the bottom of the steps, like in between like the kind of where we leave the.
Just helping him dreadlock his taint.
Yeah, and the dryer was on and was bouncing or whatever. He said, Michael, I'm not going to do the accent. But,
you already did?
Yeah. He said, sometimes I like to rub up against the dryer for a good time. And I was like, I just laughed and I kind of just put my head down. And then obviously he walked up and it was cool. But he offered, that's the same night he offered me a cigarette.
How old of a boy were you?
I was 17 probably.
All right.
And he offered me a cigarette, which I thought was the coolest thing in the world. And I didn't even smoke. He's like, Mike, I was going to do it again.
When's the last time you've seen a 17-year-old guy?
He said, Michael, do you indulge? And he pulled out the pack and opened it. I'm like, yeah, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I smoked, like fought off coughing. Like,
have you seen a 17-year-old kid recently? They're young, dude. That's a boy. Jesus Christ.
But everything was, very nice. Like, he was a good man. I told you I was banned from the Collingdale Library, right, for life?
Nah.
Dude, it's
for life?
For life. For life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon episode will definitely be us trying to enter the Collingdale Library to see if they're going to enforce that. So stay tuned. It's coming into focus. Let's hear it.
You know how, like, as kids, you go to the library, meet up with friends that night, but, like, the librarians were always like, shh, But it was St. Joe's Collingdale kids, dude. We were all just being bad. Like, someone's getting fingered in the bathroom, dude. Everyone's hooking up, dude. And it was horrible there. And then I guess I was with the group being bad. Well, anyway, I had to go to the bathroom. I'm like in 5th or 6th grade, right? 4th, maybe. 5th. I think I hit that, right? 4, 5, 6. One of them.
Yeah.
So
there's a really specific range.
I know,
it's pretty wide. Either way, your dick was pierced, whether it was 4th or 8th grade.
So I go in I have to go to the bathroom, and I'm in there, and it was like, I guess like diarrhea or whatever. But
Come on, man.
There was no toilet paper where I was, so I had to get up and go to the other stall. There was toilet paper there. As this is happening, the crew that I'm with gets fucking screamed at, gets kicked out of the place. Like, I guess they did something really bad. I finish whatever, and then I leave also, because when I go, like, I realize my friends are going, get out of here. 2 days later, right, I get a call from my dad. He's like, come up to the Collingdale police station. He's like, I'm with Officer, he was the chief at the time, and we got to talk about what you did 2 nights ago. I'm scared as hell. I'm like, okay. I run up there. I'm crying. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I sit there. I'm in the police station. They're like, what did you do? I'm like, I have no clue what you guys think I did. They're like, you wiped your feces on the wall of the Collingdale. I'm like, what? I'm like, Dad. And my dad's there and the chief. And they're like staring at me like I did something. I start crying. I'm like, absolutely not. Like, what do you think I am? Then finally, when my dad sees that I didn't do it in my eyes, he's like, this ends now. He's like, he didn't do it. I don't know what that, Turns out that it overflowed or whatever, and it was an accident. It was a kid having an accident. And to this day, I'm still banned from there. I was banned after that.
I don't take lightly to that, Mike. I think everyone should have access to the library.
Yeah.
In their own hometown, especially you in your own hometown.
Right.
And I can promise you this, friends, when we get this Patreon up and running, do I look here?
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to enter that library with Money Mike, and we're going to make sure Money Mike has access to these books and these materials.
Thank you. I just want to read again.
Just wants to read again.
But and the funny part of that story is that later that night, I met up, like, after I leave the library, I see a friend that I'm with, and we're walking home. He lifts up a cinder block and throws it through an abandoned vehicle's window. So when I'm sitting there getting grilled at the police station as a fourth grader, and I'm like, "What do you mean? Are you talking about when Dan threw the brick through the car window?" They're like, "What are you talking?" And we'll get back to that, but no, nothing ever happened from that. But yeah, Collingdale Library, baby.
I love how it was so like Collingdale, like there's a lot going on there now. I don't know if there always has been or not, but back in the day, like shit like that would happen, and it was only handled between the police and our parents. Like I guarantee there's no paperwork on that. Like it's not like we started an investigation into this and it was just, hey Joe, this is the police. Come on over. Like we think Mike did something, and it's just completely off the books.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out everyone keeping things off the books.
Yeah, it was a big ordeal. The police told St. Joe's, so they, like, Sister Regina, the principal, knew about it and all that.
I do not agree with.
Yeah. And that's my mom.
Keep church and state separate.
Yeah, my mom went up there and bitched her out. Said, she's like, I have 4 kids here. You were going to let them talk about it and not tell me? Like, yeah,
I pay $75 a year to send my 4 children here. How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah, and from one shit to another.
Great.
A buddy of mine, when I was in a shore house with in Sea Isle, used to shit the bed like guys pissed the bed. And he got up in like a blackout fog and flushed his underwear down the toilet. It ended up causing a clog to where they had to dig up the whole street. Yeah, and
down the shore
in Sea Isle. Yeah, like the next day, it was like a Sunday. It was the workers had to get double time and all that, and he just sat there with this embarrassing look on his face, like how he wanted to like die. Yeah, that was one summer in Sea Isle.
That's an embarrassing shit. I've told you this. I've an embarrassing shit story.
Ugh.
I've told you the one when I was working and driving, or no?
No.
Oh God, here we go. That's what we came here for, right, Mike?
Generally, we don't really talk about this stuff.
Wherever you may
stuff.
be, it's all good stuff. All right, I used to work for a medical laser company. I'm not going to name drop them because they didn't know the worth they had in me. Either way, I wake up. So we delivered medical lasers to doctors, and it would be like tattoo removal or like young kids with like port wine stains on their face and whatever. So it wasn't the type of job that you could just call out from, because like I would go to sleep the night before with the actual laser needed for these medical procedures in the van that the company gave me on the side of my house. So like once it was there, like
I know already.
Yeah, dude, it's happening or it's not happening.
Yeah,
it's not a call out. So I wake up and I'm just super sick, and I don't mean hungover. I mean like really fucking sick, like stomach bug, flu, whatever. And I call, and I'm trying to call out, and I'm like even shivering on the phone. And I'm going, like, I'm so sick. I'm not even steady on my feet to walk to the bathroom and take a leak. Like, I'm so sick. And there's zero compassion. Like, they booked this thing, and it has to happen. They're like, it doesn't matter, Mike. There's this procedure happening at Penn State in Hershey.
Yeah.
And I'm coming from Collingdale, Pennsylvania to Hershey.
Yeah.
So wherever you're listening, if you're so inclined to look that up, it's a drive. It's a distance.
About an hour and a half, hour and 40.
Yeah, I forget exactly, but definitely significant.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, look, you can't call out. Like, you've got this machine. There's a baby that needs this machine this afternoon. And it just has to get there and whatever.
Yeah. You
can call one of your, like, coworkers, and if they can meet you, great. If not, you got to just pretend you're not sick. And I'm like, it's not that easy. They're like, whatever, man, good luck. And that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I said, oh, man.
There's got to be HR rules against that, like now.
I'm sure now,
but
you know.
Then it was like, hey, you're 25.
When I was younger in the late 1800s.
Now you know every rule to that.
Every rule.
Technically, you can't say that, sir.
Yeah, I'm so woke now. Try that on me right now. I'm so woke.
They'll be paying you for life.
If only. But anyway,
you're going there.
So whatever. We got to start the drive. I think my mother, rest in peace, like blesses me on the way out because she sees I can't even make it across the room, but like she's in no position to help. She's good. Good luck, Michael. All right, great. I'm in the car. Yeah, dude, it's a big deal. I'm in the car, driving, And I'm heading, I forget the road, and no one cares about specifics, but I'm maybe 20 minutes into this hour, 45-minute drive. And, like, I sneeze. Is it a snort?
Short, dude.
A snit. It's a snit. It's a sneeze shit.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of the best way to combine.
Okay.
Or sneeze. It's either sneeze
Never heard this
or a
term. Okay.
snit.
I believe you.
But, like,
German.
I fully
In origin.
God damn, I fully pooped my pants. And I've got no out. Like, I can't just turn around. Like, it's not like I need to show up to a place to help them move boxes from one side of the room
So
to
you're
another.
26 years old and this happens.
Yeah, 26 or 27. And it happens. And I call my coworker and I say, look, man, I'm really sick. And I'm heading towards a place in Hershey. And yo, how crazy is that? No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah.
But
He's going down the Hershey highway?
I'm heading to Hershey, sitting in a Hershey highway.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck. And I call and say, hey man, look, I need some help. Like, this is what's going on. Fucking, because geez, I'll meet you, whatever. I finally, so I'm sitting in my own excrement, and I'm now crying. I'm driving and I'm crying.
Your emotions are confused.
It's
you're mad,
ridiculous.
you're
My
sad.
emotions are confused. I'm trapped in a job where I'm forced to sit in my own shit, and you're like, fuck, I got to pay my bills.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm sitting in shit. I should be able to, like, to just end this right now and hose off. No. They need this laser. So I'm just sitting in poop. And I finally make it to, like, a highway type thing, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm still crying or not, or if I'm lost in the radio or something, but I'm not in a good place. And I get lit up by a state trooper.
Oh my God, dude! I didn't even see this coming.
I get lit up by a state trooper, and I'm going, oh my God. I pull over, and the trooper comes up to my driver's side window, and I've got tears streaming down my cheeks. And he goes, do you know how fast you were going? And I turn my head and I look at him, and he kind of like is taking it back. He knows he's like walking into something. And I go, I remember this like it's yesterday. I go, trooper, I defecated in my pants. I'm really sick. I'm sorry. He goes, what did you say?
Defecated.
I said, I defecated in my pants. He goes, and it's not like he took a whiff,
Yeah.
but I feel like something made him really trust me. In that moment, he went,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And I went, I'm so sorry. Look, I work for this company, and I have to do this. And he goes, oh, no compassion.
Yeah.
He goes, no smile, no like sense of weakness at all. He was disgusted. He goes, look, I have to write you this ticket, but you come to the court and you remind me who you are, and we'll see if we can figure it out. And he's disgusted. He hands it to me. I finish the drive. I meet my coworker there.
How long is this? Not to stop you, but like, is this an hour? Like, from when?
It's
Where
too
are we
long,
now?
dude. I mean,
From when you did it, defecated. Where are we now after the police stop?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
And I still have another 50 minutes ahead of me.
Oh my God.
Before I can turn around.
What happens to us? It dry? Like.
It didn't dry.
Okay. All right. Well, continue, please.
Let's say it's settled.
We want to hear.
Let's just say it's settled. I get to my destination, and no big deal, but HIPAA laws and all. I'm not really gonna divulge the destination, but I got there, and my coworker was there, and being from Collingdale, I'm a hard worker by design, and I'm not real big on passing my work off to someone else. So although my coworker somewhat understood my situation, I'm still getting out of the van, and I'm trying to exit this laser out of the back of the van for him. I'm not just expecting he's going to do it.
Right.
So I walk to the back. I say, thank you so much. He's pissed off. He doesn't, whatever. You owe me one. Great.
Yeah.
So I bring the lift down, and it's almost like to help a handicapped person on their wheelchair.
Yeah.
I bring the lift down. I stand on the lift. I raise it up. He goes, Jesus Christ, Mike, get back in the van. You got shit all over your pants. I go, dude, I'm sorry. I start crying again. I'm sorry. He goes, Jesus Christ. He didn't even laugh and like try to level with me. Jesus Christ.
Is he a boss or is he kind of like a coworker?
Just a coworker.
Oh my God, dude! I've never heard this.
He's upset.
I mean, I would have buried this too, but
He's upset.
Yeah.
It's all guys. It's all content. Hey, shout out, Hoagie
Hold on, we're not
listeners.
done with this. We're not done. So where do we go from here? Like, you get back in and drive home?
I get back in, I drive home.
Okay, by the time you get home, it settles? Is it like substance? What are we talking here? You just get in the shower and forget it ever happened? Do you wash the clothes or throw them out?
These are all valid questions, Mike?
Yeah, thank you.
I've got no memory of what happened. I think I blocked it out.
Yeah, okay.
I think maybe on the Patreon down the road we'll explore it.
Let's go back to
perhaps.
Hershey. We'll go back to Hershey to the scene and see if we can kind of shake any kind of like
Any faith
memory.
healer, any faith healers, any past life regressionists, please shout out to us on Hoagietimepodcast@gmail.com. Maybe we'll explore this later down the road. I don't remember how that particular day ended, but I do remember my court date. So I get to the court, and I'm not going to shout out the locale I was in. It was in the Flowertown area. Shout out Flowertown. And I'm at the court, and there's 100 people waiting. They've got speeding tickets. And a cop comes out, and he goes, hey, Mr. Smith, Mr. Jones, blah, 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 come with me. Takes 3 or 4 people with him. A female police officer comes out. Hey, names like 4 names. And then, like, the fucking dude who pulled me over then comes out. And it's clear that the rest of the 100 people who are in the room are him. This is RoboCop to an extreme, and it becomes painfully obvious. And he comes in, and he's got this, just this attitude of this big swinging cock, and he's starts it off with, I am Trooper, whatever.
179.
I am Trooper 179. I am Trooper, Cornelius McGillicuddy. If you're in front of me right now, and it's like there's pauses and shit, like he's Jack Nicholson. Yeah. If you're in front of me right now, then yes, I wrote you a ticket. You have no idea how long I've been doing this. 50, 60 years scraping, I swear to Christ. Wow, 50, 60 years scraping bodies off the highway. You think I take this lightly? I don't. So I'm going to say this once. I promise I'm not exaggerating. He goes, I'll say this once. If anyone here wants to talk to me privately before we all go in and do this thing, if you think that there's some reason in hell that you'll ever get away with this, raise your hand, and we'll talk about it. And again, there is so many people here. I want to say 100. I don't want to exaggerate.
He told you.
So many people.
He
and
told
everyone,
you
and his big dick fucking swinging energy is like
coming
ridiculous.
Out the side of his fucking
and everyone's
ankle.
like, oh, he just challenged anyone here to like raise their hand. And everyone's like, and I'm in the back, and I go, and I raise my hand, and I'm like, it's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right. Like he doesn't remember me yet.
Yeah.
He goes, all right, come here, son. And I go up and I start talking to him, and he's like laughing at me. He's like, so, feeling lucky today. And then he looks at me and it fucking clicks. It obviously clicks. I go, Trooper, because I'm trying to be respectful. Trooper, I'm the guy that was sick and pooped his pants. And he goes, Jesus Christ, again.
Oh, my God.
He goes, Jesus Christ.
Full court.
No. Well, we were standing in front of everybody, but we were close enough where it was private.
Right, okay.
And he remembered me, and I could tell that he rehearsed this in his head the whole time and was expecting me at some point. Wasn't expecting me that day, but he did not forget me. He goes, dude. He didn't break character, but he goes, okay, you come with me. Almost like a protective, father or uncle. Okay, you come with me. Now he doesn't even address the crowd again.
Yeah.
This is me and him. He just leaves everyone in suspense. And everyone's like, oh, my God, like, what the fuck is this guy? This RoboCop's walking away. He takes me into the judge. The cops that went in before were already cleared out. It's just an empty courtroom. It's the judge and it's the cop. And the cop walks me in, and he sits me down. The trooper, I'm sorry. Shout out state troopers everywhere. He sits me down, and he goes, and he's never breaks character. I'm going to talk to this cop. Even when he was trying to be gentle with me, he was still rugged as fuck. He's like, I'm going to talk to the judge. You just sit right here. I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting there. And he approaches the judge.
Right.
And they have a very close conversation. And then I don't know where to look, but up here maybe. Then the judge is talking to the trooper. The trooper's face is like here. Then I just see the judge go. To take a look at me, because he obviously just told him what it was. They brought me up, and the judge didn't laugh or anything, but the trooper was stoic, and they just said, Michael, this is your lucky day. Just sign out with the clerk and be on your way. And I said, what does that mean that I have to? And they're just like, Michael, please, just get the They didn't say get the fuck out of here, but it was very much get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And don't
Paperwork's
tell
done on you.
anyone that you
Yes.
got off on this.
Yeah.
Because our reputation's at stake. And that's my fucking story.
Wow, dude. What town is this in? Somewhere in the middle of like the fucking.
I'm honestly not positive.
Yeah, but somewhere in the middle of that ride.
I mean, like
Yeah,
in the
Turnpike-
Flowertown area,
Turnpike-ish.
I almost want to say East Whiteland, but I'm not. I don't even know if that's near Flowertown. That's
Oh
like
my
in
God.
my head.
So Hoagie
And I
time.
have no idea who the trooper's name is, but
Christ.
shout out trooper. Shout out first responders.
Shout out
everywhere.
first responders. Hoagie time. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Ain't that some shit, dude? Quite literally.